So this assessment is your fitness assessment. It is 4 basic exercises, and it's just going to give me a base level of where you're at. And you can do it yourself, or you can have someone help you, and each exercise is 1 minute. And you want to go at a speed that is comfortable for you. And if you need to rest for a minute or two between exercises, you can do that as well. But don't push yourself too much, but don't be lazy about it either. So there's going to be a pace that you can do, that you can keep up for a minute. But again, we're not trying to actually push it at this point. Maybe by the time we get to your 3rd assessment, I'm going to have you push it a little bit, because we just want to see where you're going to go, because we're looking for strength and we're looking for ability and endurance. And the first exercise is a really simple one, and it's a squat. And how I would tell you to do them is hands at your side, and you're going to reach forward every time, squat and reach. And again, you're going to do it for 1 minute, just kind of as many as you can do. Make sure that you're kind of watching your breathing as you do it. Go down as far as feels comfortable, but not too far, right? Because we're not trying to like have a workout, we're trying to just get a baseline of your fitness. A lot of people will tell me that it does feel like a workout, and they might be sore the next day. So if that's the case, that's just part of the process. So you start with squats, and then we're going to move on to push-ups. And however you can do the push-ups is fine with me. I've had people do them against the wall. I've had people do them against a kitchen counter. You can do them military style. You can do them on your knees. I will have to do mine on my knees because I'm injured, and my back will not appreciate me if I do it on full military style. But if you do think you can do some military style, start there and then go to your knees if you need to. And it should look hands shoulder width apart, and then, you know, back is straight. So it would look like this. But for me, I'm going to do these on my knees. And this is where I tell you, do as many as you can, or do the full minute. You figure that out for yourself. Each person is different. A lot of people, when I do these assessments, can't make it through a full minute. That's fine. We just want a number, okay? And if you are going to do these on your knees, make sure that your body, let me scoot, is sort of in this kind of inclined position. So not like this. Like this. Push your hips toward the floor, and again, go down and up, down and up, at a speed that works well for you. And if you need to stop just for a second, you get 2 to 3 breaths, and then you need to continue on. So push-ups, as many as you can do, 1 minute, either or. It may all work together, or you can do a full minute of push-ups. And again, only push yourself a little bit. And we're going to do sit-ups. It's actually not sit-ups, it's crunches. And your feet should be flat on the floor, hands flat on the floor. We're not going to do any of this. We're not going to do any of this. This is the YMCA version, where you put your hands on the floor and your hands are going to slide. They're going to slide as you do these crunches. And just think about, stare at the ceiling there, not there, that direction. And you're just going to blow and crunch. So make sure to blow out every time and go mostly all the way back down, just like that. Pretty simple, but the blowing is a really big thing. When you go forward, breathe in. When you go back, and again, as many as you can do in a minute. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit more fun, and I'm going to show you 2 ways you can do this exercise. It's a plank. It's an exercise that I love and hate, just because it's hard, but it's very effective for getting the whole core, the whole body involved. And how I have my clients start whenever they do this exercise is, it's called a yoga style plank or a high plank, where you are just up on your toes. Like you're gonna do a push-up, right? So you are going to just hold yourself up. And you're gonna stare at the floor. Head is not gonna drop. Head is not gonna come up like this. Straight line from the crown of your head all the way to your ankles, right? And you want to think about pulling your stomach in while you do it. Again, it's number of seconds you can do it. If you can do it for a minute, great. If you can't do it for a minute, great. I just need a baseline. You can also do that on your knees, but do you notice you move where I'm in that kind of slightly inclined position, because this is not a plank. Okay? You can do it like this, is where I would tell you to start out with, or you can do it on your elbows. So, and again, straight line from your head to your tailbone. So those are 2 types of planks, and on your toes is harder, on your knees is fine too. And you figure out which one you want to start with. And for most women, your upper body is not quite as strong as your lower body, so it's gonna start to hurt. You start to get shaky with probably about 10-15 seconds. Again, maybe a minute or as long as you can do it. So anyway, so that's your fitness assessment. Pretty quick and simple. And make sure you write down all of your times or your numbers and send those to me. Anyway, enjoy. Make sure you stretch afterwards.